All right, let's dive into a really profound idea about our own existence. What if? What if our physical bodies are actually holding our spirits back? We're going to explore philosophy that says this exact conflict is central to our evolution, and that the next step for humanity, well, it might be something we've never even considered. It all boils down to this one simple question, and I bet it's something you've felt before. You have this inner drive, right? This desire to grow, to learn, to become more. But your body, it just can't always keep up. It gets tired, it gets sick, it ages. So the real question is, can our physical form ever truly match the limitless ambition of our spirit?
And that right there brings us to the core of the problem. Let's call it the body's ultimate limit. We're essentially living with this fundamental clash between our infinite inner world and our very, very finite physical form.
I mean, just look at the two sides of the coin here. On one hand, you've got your inner self, that part of you that is always pushing forward, always seeking progress, always wanting to grow. And on the other hand, there's the physical body. It's always lagging behind, it's subject to decay, and let's be honest, it's ultimately facing an end. This huge gap between our infinite spiritual ambition and our finite physical form, that's the central challenge of being human. Okay, so if the body's the problem, why not just, change it? Well, it's not that simple, and that leads to the next big question. Is a transformation on this scale even possible? Because it's a bit like trying to rebuild a car from the ground up while you're still speeding down the highway.
Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine your current body is an old steam engine. Sure, it works. It gets you from point A to point B, but it's kind of clunky, it's outdated. The goal? To become an electric car. Sleek, efficient, radically more advanced. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. You have to swap out that steam engine for an electric one while the car is still moving. And that is the absolute crucial point. You can't just hit pause on life, discard your old body and then step into a brand new one. No, this transformation, this upgrade, has to happen gradually, seamlessly, while you are still living. It's an upgrade in motion, which makes it infinitely more complicated.
But what if there was a secret answer to this puzzle? What if we already had something inside of us designed to be the engine for this next generation vehicle? Well, according to the source material we're looking at, there is.
And the answer is something called the psychic being. This is described as the divine spark that's within every single one of us. You can think of it as your truest, innermost self, that part of you that feels timeless, the part that stays steady and true no matter what life throws at you. It's believed to be the very essence of you that continues on, even after the physical body is gone.
And get this, in one mystical account, this psychic being was actually seen. It was described as being taller than the physical person, and it had no gender. It appeared as this luminous, veiled presence. It is, in essence, the purest, most authentic version of yourself.
Now, this is where the idea gets truly radical. The theory is that the psychic being isn't just some passive spiritual influence. It's actually destined to materialize, to become our new physical reality. And the implication of that is just staggering. If the truest immortal part of us becomes our body, then death as we know it could literally be overcome.
So, this huge idea of a personal transformation, it doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It's actually framed as part of a vast, cosmic blueprint for evolution itself. It's much bigger than just us. The idea is that at the very beginning of time, spirit, or consciousness, was deliberately hidden deep inside dense, seemingly unaware matter. And the entire history of the universe has been the slow, painstaking story of that consciousness struggling to break free, to wake up and to express itself. And this emergence didn't happen all at once. It happened in stages. It started in the deep sleep of matter, what's called inconsciousness. Then it first appeared in what are described as tiny, infinitesimal drops. From there, it pushed forward in thin jets, those first bursts of life. And finally, those jets organized themselves into vibrant concretions, like the first intelligent cells, building complexity, step by step, towards awareness.
So, where do we fit into this epic cosmic story? Well, we, as human beings, are a crucial step, a very important one, but we are not the final destination.
We're described as the thinking animal. We're a transitional phase in this whole process. We've developed a mind that can reason, and that has taken us far beyond every life form that came before us. But the key word here is transitional. We are a bridge to whatever comes next.
And because we're a bridge, we're still carrying a lot of baggage from our past. We still have the instincts of our animal origins, the heavy weight of the body's subconscious programming, and this constant downward pull back towards the inertia of unconscious matter. Our work is definitely not done.
And all this points to a really fundamental shift in how evolution itself is supposed to work. I mean, up until now, it's been a blind struggle in the dark, right? An unconscious process driven from below. But this next stage, the supermental evolution, is meant to be completely different. It would be a progression forward in the light of knowledge, consciously guided from above by the spirit itself.
And that really leaves us with a final provocative thought to chew on. We so often imagine our future evolution in terms of technology, cybernetics, AI, genetic engineering. But what if the real next step isn't external at all? What if the next great leap for humanity is an evolution of consciousness itself?